Hi guys. Okay, so oh my gosh, we're here. We're almost at our AP exam. It's amazing, isn't it? Okay. So we've all been working really, really hard. We've all been trying to make sure that we're ready, that we know what we need. So what I've done is I've created a video to kind of guide you through what we're going to see in terms of the AP exam and actually taking that exam online. All right, so let me share my screen and do. All right, my amazing people. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, the time has come. The time has come, guys. Okay, so exam day musts. Make sure that your device is charged and updated. All right, big thing. You got to make sure that you don't run out of battery in the middle of the exam, because that's the worst thing ever, right? All notifications on your phone need to be silenced. You don't need to have any additional interruptions, any additional distractions, because I know being at home is difficult as it is. Exam day checklist. I sent that to you on the Google Stream. Hopefully you have it. If you don't, there's a link in this PowerPoint that'll be able to get you access to it. And it's specific to AP Human Geo. I took out all the extra stuff so that you don't have to get anything confused, all right? Then we also have your AP exam ticket. All right, your AP exam ticket is going to arrive 2 days from the exam day. So you should be receiving it by Sunday on your specified email address. You don't have your address or you haven't received any emails, that's okay. If you have access to AP Classroom, which you should have access to because we've had multiple assignments from there, then you will be able to get your AP exam ticket. Okay, you also need to have prepared answer sheets. All right, and we'll go into this in just a little bit. You also need to have, I think we've mentioned this before, that it is kind of like an open book test, but the time restrictions are so incredibly crazy that you really can't rely on your notes for anything other than quick reference or just verification of something in a hurry. So you need to make sure that if you're going to have your notes there, you need to have them organized, you need to have them tabbed and ready. All right, so let's keep going. Okay, charged, updated device. Is it plugged in? Now, do it. Plug it in, okay? Plug it in. I don't want you guys ending up having a device and getting ready. You have everything ready and good and perfect, and your computer dies, okay? Or your phone dies. Don't let it happen. Are there any updates pending? I know that sometimes with our laptops or with our parents' laptops, you can have issues where you're in the middle of something and all of a sudden it says, we're gonna update, and it updates and everything goes crazy. If there are updates pending on your machine that you will be utilizing for the day of the exam, take care of them now, all right? That way it doesn't interrupt your exam at all because, of course, in the world of 2020 global pandemic, if something can go wrong, it probably will. So prepare yourself, all right? Notifications, silenced. Silence all notifications on your phone. Again, you have less than 1 hour to complete your exam. You don't need to be distracted by text, snaps, or any other type of notification, all right? So let's get a little bit more into the time aspect. You're gonna have 25 minutes for your first question. Okay, 25 minutes is going to be for your first question. Then you have 5 minutes to upload your answer. Now, I know some of us live in the rancho. Some of us perhaps don't have the best internet or the internet is spotty. All right, 5 minutes is ideal. You don't always have 5 minutes. If it takes you longer than 5 minutes to upload your information, you're in trouble because they're not going to get it. So you need at least 5 minutes to upload your answer. 25 minutes for your first question, which we've already assumed is probably going to be a 7-part question with 2 stimuli that you're going to have to analyze. So again, your time is super tightly timed. 25 minutes, less than a Friends episode, guys. Super short amount of time. All right. So you have 25 minutes for your first question, and that's the long one. 5 minutes to upload your answer. 15 minutes for your second question. that is a tiny amount of time. Then 5 minutes to upload that answer. So this whole business of, oh, it's okay, I don't have to study because it's open book, I can look through my notes. You don't have time. You don't have time for that. Again, 5 minutes is if you have perfect internet and you're not going to have to worry about, oh my gosh, it's going to freeze in the middle of submitting my answer. Okay? So be aware, you do not have the time to not study. You got to make sure that you've studied. Okay. The timer is at the bottom of your screen. So when you're taking your exam, again, realize it may take more than 5 minutes to upload your answers depending on how you choose to do so. The timer will turn red when it is time to begin your upload. 5 minutes before your entire time expires. Okay, so when you see that thing flashing red on the bottom, that means you should have already started your upload. Again, in the best case scenario. So try and get your stuff done as soon as possible, as quickly as possible. Okay? Ooh, I like that. The timer running out before you have uploaded your response is not an excuse, and it will not be accepted as a valid reason to retest. So yes, we have the opportunity to retest in some cases when there are extenuating circumstances, but you not finishing your answer in time and utilizing the proper time to upload is not a valid answer, guys. Sorry. All right. Moving on, your exam day checklist. You need to make sure that you have your AP ID. All right, your AP ID, which can be found at AP Central. And I've included a link for your to go to AP Central where you can actually get your exam ID. Okay. Oh, that's a problem. So what I need you to do is I need you to make sure that you have your AP ID from AP Central. All right. Remember, you need to check in at least 30 minutes before the actual exam time. Your exam is set to happen at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Your exam ticket will say 4 p.m. That's Eastern Time. We in the great state of Texas live in Central Standard Time. So that's 3 p.m. for you, okay? So you need to check in at least 30 minutes before. So that's at 2:30 p.m., all right? If you can, try and get in earlier because what they're gonna do is they're gonna have you fill out lots of personal info. Your address, are your parents educated, what level of education do they have, all this good stuff, okay? It might take you longer than 30 minutes. So if you can get in at 2, get in at 2. If you can get in at 2:15, get in at 2:15 because it's going to take a little bit of time. The other thing is you need to make sure that you're utilizing Chrome, Firefox, or Safari. Those are the only browsers that will support the AP exam software. Okay, so you can't use Internet Explorer, you can't use anything else. You need to use Chrome, Firefox, or Safari. I sent you your exam day checklist, that actual checklist. I sent it to you on Google Classroom. If you don't have it, click here. Okay, so I went ahead and put in that link, and I'll fix the broken link to my AP, collegeboard.org. That's just your AP Central. But here's the link to your AP exam day checklist. If you don't have it, or if you ignored the Google stream, then it's here for you, okay? So you'll notice I already filled out AP Human Geography for you, May 12th. That's this Tuesday. And your check-in time is gonna be at 2:30. Your actual exam time is gonna be at 3. So I've highlighted some stuff that I think is really important for you to pay attention to. Remember, you need to have Chrome, Firefox, Safari, or Edge, not Internet Explorer. If you're typing your exam, you have everything prepared, and I'll show you what you need to do for that in a minute. And then the warnings as to how much time you're going to have, all that good stuff. So I basically took out a bunch of things that don't pertain to you and made this specific to AP Human Geography for you specifically, because I know that sometimes we need stuff that's very, very specific. Okay, so there's your checklist. If you have access to a printer, print it. That way you have it and it's ready for you. If you don't have access to a printer, write down everything that you need to from there so that you have everything ready on the day of the exam. You're not freaking out. Okay, Moving on. Your AP exam ticket, you'll receive this 2 days before your exam via email. Again, if you don't have access to your email, that's okay. Just get onto the College Board website where we've been signing in for AP Classroom and all that good stuff. So this is what your AP exam ticket's going to look like, but it's going to say Human Geography. And you're going to save this in case you need to request a makeup exam. So if all of a sudden your computer dies because, I don't know, Miss Olmeda breathed on it, because that's what happens, right? So if your computer dies, if your dog is going crazy and, like, I don't know, swallows a toy behind you and you're like, oh my God, my dog, right? Some extenuating crazy circumstance that you need to request a makeup exam, you save that exam retake ticket or your exam ticket, okay? Your exam ticket is valid for your exam date and time. Again, that date is May 12th, Tuesday at 3 p.m. Alrighty. All right. Another thing that you need to make sure that you have are prepared answer sheets. Decide right now. Right now. Are you going to handwrite your answers or will you be typing them? Okay. Remember, time is a super, super, super crucial part of this exam. If you type like this, that's not going to work because you're not going to be able to type a 7-piece FRQ in 25 minutes. Okay? Let's be realistic about this. Some of us can type beautifully, quickly, amazingly. Joaquin, I'm looking at you. Some of you are not quite able to do that. And that's okay. Not a big deal. But you have to decide what you're going to do, okay? And keep in mind the time element. So what you're going to do is you're going to have the blank papers or files ready so you can just open them and begin to write. You don't have to waste time formatting your document if you're going to be typing it. You don't have to waste time writing your AP number and all of that if you're actually handwriting your stuff. Okay, so you need to make sure that on all of your documents, whether they be handwritten or typed, you have your AP ID, your initials, and the page numbers. All right, those are important. Okay, you have 3 options to respond on your AP exam. So you can either copy and paste a typed response. There is not going to be a window where you can type the answer in directly the way that it is on AP Central. All right, you have to actually open another program to be able to type it on Word, on Google Docs, whatever, and then you need to take that text, copy it, and paste it into a submission window. There's not a place where you can actually type it. It's weird. I don't know. So you can either copy and paste a typed response. You can attach a typed response as an individual file, and you can only attach 1 file per question, or you can attach 1 or more photos of a handwritten response. So remember how we were talking about that with Remind? And it was like, just take a picture. That's where that came from. That came from AP. College Board has decided that that is a method to send in your AP test. All right, so you can attach 1 or more photos of a handwritten response. They will allow no more than 5 photos per question, and they must be photographed portrait style, not landscape. So portrait style, all right? Okay, so option 1, let's get into it. Option 1, the best device to use for option 1, where you copy and paste, is a computer or a laptop. You're gonna have a Google Doc or a Word doc ready with your AP ID, initials, and question 1 at the top of the page. Because remember, we are an AP exam that is having 2 AP questions. So you are going to have those 3 things at the top of your page. Save it on your desktop so that it's easily accessible as AP Hug 1, or whatever you want to save it as. But make sure that it's easily accessible to you the day of the exam. All right, have this document open and ready to begin your test. The best way to do it is side-by-side windows. If you don't know how to do that, this is how we do it. Hold on. Let me go ahead and escape this sucker. All right, so a side-by-side window, you basically drag 1 window to the side, and look, you see that like weird ghost window that kind of popped up? right there. There's a ghost window that makes up like half of my screen. Let it go. Oh my God. Now this whole section is blank. Okay, so now I can paste a different window. So you'll have your exam on one side and then your Word document or Google Doc or whatever you prefer on the other side. So you're looking at your exam, you have your exam timer, all that good stuff on this side, then you've got what you're writing over here on this side. Okay? That's the way it's gonna work. All right, so let's go back. Come on, there we go. So option one, back to option one. You're gonna do two side-by-side windows, that's what makes it easier, or you could just open two windows. So if you don't have the side-by-side option on your device, then all you need to do is, okay, I've got one tab, right? I got one tab right here. Let me make sure that I have another tab. Oh, look, I've got two tabs. Or I've got two windows. Look, one window, two windows. Oh my gosh, there we go. Look at that. I can type and I can see my thing, right? That way you have access to your timer. It's just like in class when we had a timer and we did all of our timed writings, exact same thing. You're gonna have a timer. So that's a benefit to you. Some of the other teachers were saying that was intimidating, that was difficult for their students to get used to a timer. But I was like, hey, my guys, they already know all this stuff because we're used to that, right? Awesome. Okay, so that's the way that it's gonna work. So let's go back over here. All right, option one. So you're gonna do two side-by-side windows or just two separate windows, however you prefer. When the timer says 5 minutes, okay, again, in a perfect world, when you have fabulous internet and 5 minutes is easy enough to go ahead and upload stuff. So when the timer says 5 minutes remaining, copy and paste your answer into the space indicated and click submit. All right. A speed tip, you can highlight text, hit Control-C on your keyboard, then click on the space indicated and hit Control-V to paste if you don't know those shortcuts, okay? So that's a way to save time. So that's the first option. Option one, copy and paste. Option two, attach a typed response. So with this one, the best device to use again is a computer or a laptop. You're gonna have two Google Docs or Word docs ready with your AP ID and initials at the top of the page. So you're gonna have these already prepared. Two separate documents that are gonna be saved on your desktop, all right? One of them is gonna be AP Hug 1, and on the top you'll have your AP ID, your initials, and the question, the words question 1 on your first document, okay? The first document, AP Hug 1. That's one document altogether. Your second document, AP ID, initials, question 2, okay? AP Hug 2. Save both of those documents on your desktop. That way they're easily accessible. All right, save them in an approved format. The formats that they have are .doc, .docx, .pdf, .txt, and .odt. So have these documents open and ready when you begin your test. Again, you can do side-by-side windows, all right? Or you can do multiple windows open, however you prefer. When the timer says 5 minutes, save your response, even if you're not done, guys. The most important thing, get it in. Even if you're not done, even if there's a section that is half finished, save it. At 5 minutes, you better do your upload. If you have more than 5 minutes, awesome. I'm proud of you. That is fantastic. But it is possible to still get a 3 with not everything completely finished because, again, they've tightly timed these suckers, okay? So make sure you upload it in time, all right? So when it says 5 minutes remaining, save your response, close the document, then click Browse for File. Click on the saved document. So you're gonna browse for file and you're gonna go to desktop, and then from desktop, you'll go to AP Hug 1, okay? AP Hug 1. So get that, click on the saved document, attach it, and submit it. You're gonna do that first for the first question, then once it's submitted, it'll allow you to go to question 2. Do the same thing for question 2. You have to submit them separately. You are not allowed to go back. You cannot go back and look at the previous questions at all right? So that's imperative that you know that. So since we have 2 questions, you'll have to save, attach, and submit 2 separate documents, one for each question. All right, option 3. So if you are one of those beautiful people that is brilliantly intelligent, because all my students are, but lacks the hand-eye coordination necessary for quick typing, okay? Say you never quite mastered that. If you're in that boat and you're used to the handwritten answers, the way that we would do them in class, that's totally fine, all right? You can attach photos of a handwritten response. So the best devices to use are a smartphone or tablet. You need to have at least 4 to 6 pages ready with your AP ID, initials, and page numbers at the top of the page, okay? So your AP ID, your initials and page numbers at the top of the page. Then you're gonna add question 1 as a title for one set of 2 to 3 papers. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is my AP ID, right? And then my initials, JEO, question 1, page 1. So I'm gonna set up my pages like that, okay? Where I have everything ready to go. And I'll just have these ready so that the day of the exam, I have everything, I just go and I start writing, all right? And you're gonna do question 1, 2 to 3 pages, ready to go. Question 2, 2 to 3 pages, ready to go. All right, have these documents ready when you begin your test along with your phone. Make sure the camera is clean. That way you know you're gonna get good pictures. All right, when the timer says 5 minutes remaining, take a photo of your responses vertically again, 1 page per photo. So if I have 2 pages of my response, I'll end up with 2 photos, okay? You're gonna have a maximum of 5 photos for each question that you have to be able to submit. If you do it in 1, it's fine, do it in 1. But you can't exceed 5, excuse me. So you will take the photos, you're gonna attach the photos and then click submit, all right? The only problem with this is if you're taking your exam on your phone, then you're gonna have to be scrolling to get to the timer, to get to everything. It's a lot of scrolling. And remember, we are gonna have stimulus materials that we're gonna have to utilize for our examples. So it might not be the best with the phone or with the tablet, or it might be more difficult. It's up to you, whatever you find easier, all right? I support you, whatever you decide. So this does require a lot of scrolling to see the test questions. So there is another like secret option. That would be like 3.1, all right? Attach a photo of a handwritten response from an email, okay? The best devices to use for this are a smartphone or a laptop, a smartphone or a tablet with a computer or laptop, all right? You're gonna follow the directions for option 3, but you will open the test on your computer or laptop, not on your phone or tablet, all right? That way you have access to everything. You can see everything a lot better. When the timer says 10 minutes remaining, because I want you to have extra time, you will need extra time for this method, okay? When the timer says 10 minutes remaining, take a photo of your responses vertically. Again, 1 page per photo. A maximum of 5 photos is allowed per question. Same thing. Email these photos to yourself and save them as photo files. So you need to make sure that you know your email address, that you're able to email something directly to yourself, all right? And you can access it. So you're going to email your photos. You are going to save them as photo files. I suggest saving them on your desktop. Again, that way they're easy. Save them on your desktop with the name AP Hug 1, AP Hug 1.2, 1.3, whatever you want, okay? So that it's easy to access. Then on the computer, you will click Browse for File, click on the saved photo documents on your computer, then attach your photos and submit them. Make sure to attach all pages before clicking Submit. Again, This method will take more time because you have to worry about the time it takes from your phone to email your photos to your email address and to access that on your computer. So already have your email address open if this is an option that you're choosing. So it does take extra time, but if you know your stuff and you're not able to really type quickly, this might be an effective option. Option 3 would be best, really not necessarily on a phone, but on a tablet, because it's big enough for you to be able to see all the stimulus materials and the questions along with the timer. The phone is probably going to be a little bit more difficult with that. If last resort, you know you can't type for anything, it takes you 15 minutes to type one sentence, like, and you're not sure, and all you have is a phone, go with option 3.1. Speed write your stuff, make sure people can see it, make sure it's legible. Email it to yourself, save it, attach it, and send it, okay? So those are your options in terms of turning in your work. Again, you will also need to have your organized tabbed notes. Did I mention you'll have less than 1 hour for the entire test? Time, guys, the time is gonna fly, all right? You really don't have time to look up info. If you don't know what devolution is, you best be studying, okay? Because that time is gonna come back and bite you. So study, know your stuff, and only use the notes for reference. Don't let them be a crutch. Don't sit there looking and looking like, I know I had information on environmental determinism. I know I had it. And you're looking and looking. And by the time you know it, 10 minutes have passed out of your 15. And then you're out of luck, right? So don't let them be a crutch. I've given you another link for open book tips that AP has sent us. So click here in this little portion here for best practices on open book tips, all right, or on open book tests. You have 5 steps to take before your actual exam. The first one, review your contact info. Be sure you can access your AP account if you're not getting the AP emails. The second thing, check your tech. Make sure that you have the device that you're going to use on the day of the test, and practice submitting your stuff with the demo. You can use the demo exam anytime, guys. You can totally use the demo exam anytime. So make sure that you use that link. I've put the link, well, I'll fix the links because clearly they're broken, but I'll fix the links in the PowerPoint. I'm going to give them to you guys. You need to be able to do that, okay? So practice submitting your responses with the demo. Do that this weekend. Please, please do that a number of times because I want you to be able to get it done. The fourth thing you need to do, get what you need. Have it ready to go. I've already told you exactly what you need. Make sure you have them ready to go. And then the last thing is going to be receiving your e-ticket and your confirmation emails, or make sure you access them on your AP account. All right. Remember, guys, you cannot use the back or refresh buttons during the exam. If you do, you lose everything. So you need to make sure that you finish one question, submit, then continue, and that's it. Remove Grammarly. If you're somebody that has Grammarly on your computers, remove it because your AP software is not going to work well with the plugin. They've already identified that as a specific program that interferes with it. If you choose to do photos, make sure they're clear and bright, not blurry. All right. Another big thing, remember, the AP test is designed to give points. They don't take them away for wrong answers. So you're in a position where you gain points. You're in a good place. Make sure that you take advantage of that, all right? You all are trailblazers. You're rock stars. You're rock star trailblazers. And I am so, so proud to be your teacher, guys. Thank you for going on this journey with me. Y'all are amazing. I've included some links to Kahoots that you guys can use over the weekend to study. And I'm also putting up more and more study materials, so go for it. Again, don't rely on the fact that you can utilize your notes, because those notes really are not going to be that much help due to your time constraints. So make sure that your efforts are placed where they need to be, in terms of practicing submitting your answers, practicing typing if you need to practice typing, whatever it is that you need to practice, all right? If you know that your internet is not the greatest, try making sure that you can answer a question quickly, that you know your material fast enough. quickly. Best, I'm sorry, that you know your material well enough to be able to access it in your mind quickly and be able to answer whatever you need to answer. You guys are amazing, and I'm so proud of you. And I'm so excited to go through this journey with you guys. Y'all are amazing. Okay, I will continue to post things for you, and there will be another video. I promise it won't be so scary. I'll have makeup on the next one, okay? So make sure that you're practicing, all right? And I'll see you guys one more time before your exam. Have a fabulous, fabulous day, and happy Mother's Day. Tell your beautiful mommies, okay? Have a great day, guys. Thank you. Bye.